Good day. My name is Wayne Levine. I'm with the law firm Berman Schulman Levine, 4607 Fort Hamilton Parkway, Brooklyn, New York, 11219. And we're here to have Elenor Paola sign certain documents, more particularly a will, a healthcare proxy, and a power of attorney. Elenor, would you state your name for the camera?
Elenor A. Paola.
And what day is it today?
It's the November, count, 10th, 2015.
Okay. And what we're going to do is we're now going to show you this document. Can you tell me what it is?
This is my last will and testament.
All right. Do you know what that means?
Yes, it means I'm going to leave the property that I want to have the way it's in this will.
Okay. Do you want to read the will for us?
I'll read it now.
Yes.
Last will and testament of Elenor A. Paola. Elenor A. Paola, being of sound and disposing mind and memory, do hereby make, publish, and declare this to be my last will and testament, hereby revoking all other wills and codicils made by me at any time heretofore made. First, I direct my executrix or alternate executor to pay all just debts and funeral expenses as soon after my decease as may be practical. Second, all the rest, residue, and remainder of my estate, both real and personal, tangible and intangible, and wheresoever the same may be situate, to which I may be entitled at the time of my decease, I give, devise, and bequeath to Loretta Caetano, to her own use absolutely and forever. Third, in the event that Loretta Caetano shall predecease me, or in the event we shall die in a common disaster, then all the rest, residue, and remainder of my estate, wheresoever situate, and whatever kind and personal mixed, I give, devise, and bequeath to Richard Caetano and Kenneth Caetano, to be divided equally, share and share alike, to their own absolute use forever. Fourth, I hereby nominate, constitute, and appoint Loretta Caetano to be the executrix of this my last will and testament. In the event Loretta Caetano shall predecease me, or if we should die in a common disaster, then I hereby nominate, constitute, and appoint Richard Caetano alternate executor of this my last will and testament. I give my executrix or alternate executor full power to sell, lease, transfer, and convey any real or personal property of which I may die, seize, or possess, as I might exercise were I alive, and personally acting, and I direct that they not be required to file any bond or other security for their duties as such. Sixth, any individual action as executor herein, whether or not named herein, may resign at any time without judicial authorization by this duly acknowledged instrument, declaring such resignation, provided that if there shall be no individual named herein or appointed pursuant to this article who shall be capable of qualifying as a successor executor, then and who shall not have renounced appointment as such, the individual as so resigning shall first appoint individual wherever domiciled to act as successor in his or her place. 6. Each appointment or removal pursuant to this article shall be by a duly acknowledged instrument delivered to the appointee to be removed. In the case of an appointment, such instrument may be executed before or after the vacancy in question shall have arisen and may be revoked by the appointment of any time prior to its becoming effective, which shall be upon its acceptance by the appointee by like instrument after the vacancy in question they shall have arisen, unless otherwise provided in the instrument of appointment. The death of the appointer shall not revoke the appointment. 7. All powers, rights, discretions, and duties conferred or impounded by law or by this will upon my executors shall devolve upon such of them as shall at the time be acting in such capacity, and upon any substitute successor, whether or not named herein. 8. In addition to and not in derogation, every power, right, and discretion conferred by any other provision hereof, or by law, my executors hereinafter refers to as my fiduciaries shall have the following powers, rights, and discretions. A. To retain any property, real or personal, in the form received, whether or not income producing, or of the kind in which fiduciaries are or shall be legally authorized to invest. B. To sell, exchange, or otherwise dispose of any property, real or personal, publicly or privately, and for cash or on credit, with or without security as deemed advisable. C. To invest or remove in any property, real or personal, including corporate stock of any class, whether or not income producing, or of the kind in which fiduciaries are or shall be legally authorized to invest. D. Insofar as legally permissible, to take and hold any property in her or his or their individual name or names, in the name of a nominee or in unregistered form, without in any such case disclosing the fiduciary relationship. E. Insofar as legally permissible, to remove any property of my estate from the jurisdiction to another, and to retain outside the jurisdiction of my domicile at my death any property of my estate which shall at my death be so situated. To borrow F. To borrow money from any person, firm, or corporation in order to pay debts, taxes, or expenses, or for any other fiduciary purpose, and to mortgage or pledge any property to to secure any such borrowing. G. To determine how receipts or disbursements are to be credited to our charged against principal or income hereunder in accordance with the law governing this will, exercising discretion to resolve whatever legal or factual doubts, if any, may arise in so applying said law. H. To make division or distribution in kind or in cash partly in each, allotting like or different properties or property having like or different income tax basis to any separate shares or other interest, and to fix for any such purpose, all without the necessity of obtaining the consent, written or otherwise, of any interested party, whether or not such party be under any legal disability, or of making any adjustment of fiduciary accounts or of beneficial interests hereunder to compensate therefor. I. To utilize any available tax deduction or options, and to make any tax decision with a view to obtaining the greatest net tax saving or benefits, whether immediate or prospective. J. To act in any jurisdiction without giving bond or other security, and without making any periodic accounting to ensure the faithful performance of fiduciary obligation. K. To receive by way of compensation such compensation as shall from time to time be allowed by law, or as shall have been otherwise specified in this will, and to take them without judicial authorization and without giving bond of other security for the payment of such commission, or in any proceeding for payment on account of such commission. L. To employ any person, firms, or corporations as depositories, custodians, investment counsel, brokers, accountants, attorneys, experts, and agents, even if any of them shall be a person, firm, or corporation, with whom or with which a fiduciary or beneficiary hereunder may be in any way connected in business or otherwise, to rely upon their conduct or advice, to pay them reasonable compensation, and to receive reimbursement therefor, without decreasing the compensation to which my fiduciaries would otherwise be entitled, and for all other proper expenses and charges. 9. I give, devise, and bequeath to the sum of $2,000 to Susan Paskowitz. 10. For my own good sufficient reason, I want no money, assets,